studying abroad and how people out there can get to write the question. There are so many persons out there that have made costly mistakes that have cost them their time, their efforts, and their money. And I'm going to be asking questions on how they can get it right the first time as a guide and a roadmap for them to do it right. So the first thing we're going to be discussing is the ideal way and guidelines for every first timer or a beginner who have plans to japa or study abroad or to elevate their career but they don't know how to go about it. What will you say about that? What are the guides? What are the things they're supposed to take note of? Things they're supposed to avoid in order to do it right the first time? More like a roadmap or a guide as an expert.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. First of all, for people who want to study abroad or relocate back study route, first of all, there are so many things you need to, and there are so many factors that you need to work on so that you'll be able to go through the process seamlessly. So the first thing you need to know is what exactly is your travel plan? What is your plan? Are you going to study and come back to Nigeria? Because most of the time, some people want to get a degree to elevate their career, to advance in their profession, and then come back to Nigeria to work and then move on with their lives. Some people have their lives here already, so they don't really need to stay back. That's one. Then, secondly, are you moving abroad to seek a greener pasture? Are you going to move there, then complete your studies, then stay back? So, if you are in either one or two categories that I mentioned, you need to study carefully the destination that fits your travel plan. So talking about travel plan, you need to know what exactly am I going to travel for? Am I seeking greener pastures? Am I going to advance my degree? So you need to understand that first. Then secondly, you need to plan your budget. What exactly am I paying for? Need to know how much is it going to cost me to get a degree in the United States, a degree in Canada, a degree in the United Kingdom, or a degree in an European country. So you need to know what and what you are going to spend because all those things are very important to be able to plan accordingly and also allow you to plan around your finances. Who is going to sponsor you? How much are you going to spend? How much are they prepared to stay? So the third thing you need to take into consideration is your future plans. If your future plans is very close to the first one I mentioned, which is a travel plan, is very close to it, then you need to be very sure of the destination you are choosing so that after your program, you can transition to a permanent resident or you can transition to somebody who has a legal status in that country. So the last but not the least that I will say that you need to consider is also the course that you're going to study. What course are you looking to study? There are so many courses that are available to international students, but there are some courses that we call them in-demand courses. That is courses that you can do and then you can easily get a job after graduation so that you don't finish your program and then you are stuck on what to do next or either to go back home or either to stay back or what you want to do. So you need to be very, very careful about these four things. Once you have a clear roadmap on these four things, then you can be sure to start your journey to international relations.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Taiwo. Thank you very much.
You know,
I hope we are all listening in and we are all getting our questions, pen and paper ready to throw in questions. If you are here and you know people that would love to study abroad or you have plans, please get your questions ready because we're going to make out time for questions and answers. Thank you once again.
thank
The
you
next
also.
thing we're going to be discussing is secrets to a successful study abroad application. During before and after applications, people make mistakes. Even we don't even know how to start at first. So, what are the secrets to get it right? What are they missing? What are they supposed to take note of? Or the schools are applying for what are they not supposed to do and things they're supposed to do for them to get be successful in the application to different schools abroad.
All right, thank you for that question. So for you to get a successful application, there are so many important things that you need to consider. And application is divided into two. The first part is getting an admission. and every other person can do that. It's very straightforward process for you to just submit your document and then apply for an admission. But the second part, which is the most important part, is the visa application part. You need to be very careful so you don't make mistakes that will cost you your admission, that will cost you your time, that will cost you your money, and cost you your resources. So the first part is, like I said, is something that anyone can do. But regardless, you can still be very careful and still make mistakes. So that is why, first of all, I would advise that if you're a first timer and you don't know how to go about it, you can always consult us. We are always available to assist. So if you get your facts right, you get the process right, we have what we call the travel plan. The travel plan is an outline of every of the process from beginning to the end. So draw out a very good travel plan. Like this is what I'm going to do first. This is what I'm going to do next, till the last stage, which is getting your visa, traveling and settling down in your preferred destination. So this stage, the first stage is admission processing. It's very, very important. You need to be very careful of the schools you're applying to. Take note of the deadlines that are very, very common to most of the schools. And take note of the courses that you're applying to. So many people get rejections a lot. And why? Because they just submit applications without reading the requirements. Sometimes you feel that, oh, I have a particular course I want to study. You need to be very careful about the requirement that that program are already applying. So if you study a particular course and you're interested, especially those that are interested in switching professions, let's say you studied microbiology and then you want to transition into IT, you need to be very careful how you transition because the admission officers or the graduate committee, they look at every single thing that you're going to submit. So many people get rejected because they do not follow it. And at Business Travels and Tours, we help you to take every single document seriously and will help you to ensure that all your documents they meet the right requirement so that you don't have any issue getting your admission. Now, because of our time, I'll go to the visa application. Now, this is the second part that is very, very crucial because even if you get an admission and you do not get your visa application right, it's still zero because you're not going to get the visa at the end of the day. So this application part is the most important part of the student's journey because this application will determine the whole process that I've actually been working on for the past 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So the visa application process is very, very important. Like I said, you need to be very careful what you do. So, and at this point, I would advise that you seek professional advice. You can help yourself with your admission, you can do DIY, watch DIY videos, and so on and so forth. But for visa application, it is advisable to leverage on the experiences of those that have done these things over and over. And they already know the pitfalls to avoid, they already know what to do part time. They already know the latest information and strategies and all the information that is needed at every single time. They know the latest policy. So they already have an idea of what to do when it comes to them. And at Business Travels and Tours, we already know how to help you process your application and we are very transparent. Everything we're doing it as we're getting correspondence, we're forwarding them to every client to get them up to speed on how their visa application is going. So you ensure that all your documents they meet the right embassy requirements. So if you are very, very careful and you follow the right process for your admission and for your visa application, there's no reason for you not to get the visa. Thank you.
Wow, that was in depth. That was detailed. Thank you very much for that
Thank you.
explanation. Thank you. And I hope you are all listening and jotting everything down so that when you want to apply to that school that you have in mind, you don't make mistakes. Talking about mistakes,
Yeah.
what are the commonest mistakes or things that people believe that even after watching the DIY videos, they don't know it all and they don't know it all. What over the years that what are the common mistakes or common errors that you heard people mention over the years of trying to help people get the applications right, support them in their applying to different schools and all, and how can they avoid those common mistakes and errors?
All right, thank you. I'll start with the first stage. This is the admission process. So the most common mistakes that students or people who do it themselves, the common mistakes that they do is incomplete documentation. We have what we call the statement of purpose or essay or motivation letter or request letter. Depending on the country, we have different terminologies that we use to describe them. But most commonly, we say SOP. Now, some people don't know the qualities of a good SOP, and one of the ingredients of a successful admission is a very detailed SOP. So, if SOP is not detailed, doesn't have the right things or qualities that admission officers are looking for, you might not be able to get the admission that you desire. So, first of all, is insufficient or inadequate documents being provided. And secondly, is not taking note of deadlines. Most times, when some people submit applications, it's already past the deadline. And most schools will not accept applications after the deadline has been met. So if you submit applications after deadlines, then you may not be able to meet up with the admission processing. Then another mistake that people make is trying to submit application without reading the requirements. Some schools accept lower grades, some schools don't. So you just submit because, oh, my friend submitted an application and I to a particular school, and I also want to submit that same application. It doesn't mean that because your friend got admitted, we also get admitted. Your friends submitted, and your friend's application was reviewed holistically based on your friend's personality background, professional academic background. So it may not apply to you. So comparing yourself to, oh, my friend got admission, I'm also going to get an admission, and then you just submit it blindly. So these are so many things that students fall into. And at Busy Travels and Tours, we help students to review their applications or their background based on their peculiarity. What Mr. A might have, Mr. B might not have. So it's better to analyze each client's peculiarity and individual background before we even start the application at all. So if you come and say, oh, I studied X as a course and I want to study Y, we ask you, we give you all the information that is required and why you need to consider studying other courses or if this course is actually very for you. Another mistake that students also commit is that you just submit a particular course without necessarily getting interested in that course. What do I mean by that? There are some courses that if you do it, you are going to actually be able to get a job, or if you have the previous skills on them, it will enhance your ability or increases your chances of getting a job. But some people just apply to a course and then they finish and they get stuck and they don't know where to go from there. So the course you apply to is very important as the visa you're applying for. And even the visa application you're submitting, the interviewer wants to see why you are studying a particular course and how it aligns with your career, with your future plans and goals. So if that course is not really applying to what you are studying or what you are going to do in the future, the interviewer may not approve your visa. So these are so many other things that students do that are mistakes that cost them and you see them getting rejected every now and then. So we are here to help you to navigate the whole process seamless. You just need to submit your document and then go and sleep. And they will let you know that, oh, your admission is ready.
Wow, you heard that. Submit your admission and go and sleep. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so in the process of getting everything right, now do you have the courses in mind that they want to register for? They all have dreams, they all have what they want to use it to do, they have plans and everything. How would they now know the best and the right country to apply for? So, for example, I want to study, let's say I want to elevate my career as a public administrator. How will I know the best school, not just the best school, the right school that fits what I have in mind to study and also push me out there and help me achieve my plans? So the question is, how do I know the right school? How do I know the right course? And how can I discover affordable schools that will be in line with what I want to do with my plans?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So the thing is, international education generally, they all have world class education. They all offer quality education. Talk about the UK, talk about the US, talk about Canada, European countries, and all. So there is really no one is not better than the other, so to speak, relatively. Because if you want to start and you don't know where to start, the most important thing for you to consider, like I said earlier, is your travel plan. First of all, what are you going to do in that country that you're going to? It doesn't have to do with, oh, my friend moved there with his family, so I want to also go there. Fine. It's also good to consider places that you have relative friends so that they can help you to integrate very well into the society that you're going into. Fine. But other things you need to consider is, how is this country going to offer me a very, very easy transition from my status as a student to status as a resident or as a permanent resident or something. I need to be very careful of the country that I choose. So if your travel plan is, I want to travel to get a degree and then come back to Nigeria because I have a life here in Nigeria, fine, you could consider so many countries. But if your plan is, oh, I want to get a degree, I want to finish my degree and get a job and then move on with my life, then you might want to consider countries that they have a very flexible and high rate of students transitioning within a short period of time after they finish their studies. So countries like that exist. So you might want to focus more on countries that they allow students to easily transition immediately after their program. Countries that gives up to 2 years postgraduate work permit, up to 3 years postgraduate work permit, and they allow students to get a job easily. So those are the countries that you might want to consider. So if you need more information, we can help you to guide you through all these options so that you can make the best option, and especially if you are going to travel with family, because if you are going to move with family, you need a country where you can easily settle down, your spouse will settle down, your children, your kids are going to be settled down in school without necessarily interfering with your studies. So you need to be very careful of what destination. So the first thing you need to do is to know the destinations that you might consider. So these are countries that they allow students to transition easily. These are countries that they offer just 1 to 2 years to study for permit, and after that you can move back to your country. These are countries that they offer up to 3 years to study for permit, and even other than that, they have other pathways to residency that you could even consider even after your study. So you might want to now first of all differentiate those countries first, and then you can now begin to work on what are the requirements for this country. Oh, okay, so the country I want is a country that offers up to 3 years postgraduate work permit and I can move with my family. So if that is your choice, then you can consider the courses that they offer, that they align with your future goals and career, and then you can take it up from there. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
We can take it up from there.
Okay.
If we need our services, if we need our support for visa, application, everything that has to do with achieving your goals to study abroad, we can take it up from there. You heard this from the expert's mouth. Give us, we are going to get it right. Please, if you have questions, send them in. We're going to take one more question. We're going to go down to the question and answer section. If you have questions, please send them in and be detailed with your questions, please. Don't just give us a one-liner question. Let your question be understandable and detailed so that we can get on it and give you answers to whatever that you need, answers to confusions and clarity. Thank you very much. We're going to take one more question. We're going to go to questions and answer section. So the question that I have is, what happens after admission? Now we've done it right. We've applied to the right school. We've gotten the right course. Our money is ready. Everything that we have is settled. We've worked with Dixon Educational Services and we've gotten it right. So now I've gotten my admission. What happens next? When it comes to visa support, travel preparation, and everything? What happens immediately after admission?
All right. Thank you very much. So after you have been admitted, congratulations, you've been admitted. So the first thing you need to know is to go through the offer that you have gotten. especially if the country that they have conditional or unconditional offers. There are some countries that they have conditional and unconditional offers, and there are some countries that once you've been accepted, just go straight and process your application to apply for a visa. While there are some countries that you need to meet some conditions, either financial, either documentation that you need to submit to be able to confirm that, oh, this person is actually admitted without any conditions. So the first one is countries that do not require any document. So once you get your offer, just proceed to go through the conditions of your offer, and then proceed and start your visa application. Then for the other part that they offer you conditional or documents that you need to do or things you need to do, first of all, take your time to go through the conditions of your offer. Go through your name, go through your date of birth, go through your address, go through the school, tuition. If you have scholarship, go through the conditions of your scholarship and what you need to know. Then, after making sure that everything is correct, the next thing to do is to fulfill the conditions of your offer. Now, fulfilling the condition of an offer can be either financial. So, if it is financial, make sure that you work on paying your tuition deposit. Some schools require a whole tuition, while some schools require you to pay a certain fraction of your tuition. So, in either ways, you need to find a way to pay because you must have been informed that upon admission, this will require you to pay a certain amount. So your IE is already believed that you already have your money ready. So once you get your offer, reply, go through the conditions of the offer, and make actions to pay the amount that is required for you to pay. Now, after that, then you proceed to start with this application. Now, this is a very, very sensitive process in all the processes because any little mistake can cost you the entire process. So you need to be very careful what you do. You need to be very careful of the kind of document you submit. Make sure that you submit clear, original documents, and they are always very, very legible because these are the things that they will look at, especially for countries that they don't even need to see. You just need to submit a document. So it's your documents that will speak for you. Make sure that you print documents that are very, very clear, and make sure that all the documents you require are original copies. Make sure that you have a very, very good command. You are able to identify each and every document. And another thing is that yes, some people say, oh, some agents they didn't show me what I submitted. They just told me, oh, we submitted for you. No, we don't do that here. When it's time for your visa application, we help you through every stage. Like I said, every single correspondences you are in copy, and everything that you are going to be doing from the first stage to the second, fourth, or the last stage, client is aware of everything. Even before we move to the next stage, we're already telling you, oh, this is the next stage. You're already aware that this is what I'm going to do next. So we take you through every step of the process. So it is advisable if you're starting your visa application. Once you get your application, do not try to do it on your own because it will save you a lot of time, to save you a lot of issues because you already have somebody who is doing it every now and then. So the person already knows what to do per time. So they don't need to like worry you or anything. Just tell you these are what you need. And very, very important is your bank statement also so that it meets the requirements of the embassy of the country that you are looking to study in. So that everything will work together. So if you get admission, it's best to consult um agents or companies like Basin Educational Services who can help you through every stage of the process so that you don't need to worry about anything and everything is as transparent as ever. And at the end of the day, you'll be very, very happy that you
Thank you very much for that.
did. Thank
That
you.
was in depth. So you don't have to worry about getting scammed or we run away with your money. You can also us in our office or you could call us anytime. There's nothing like agent took my money or this. No, you can verify that. Like P2B will say, go and verify. So you can come and verify. Thank you very much for that. So
Okay,
we'll be
sir.
taking some questions that we have in the comment section. Some persons are asking how can they get started. So for a newbie, for someone that don't even know like which direction to go to, they have watched YouTube channel, they have asked
Okay.
questions, they have done this, they have done DIY, they have done a lot of things they're supposed to do, and they are still confused. They need clarity. For some persons that are just finished university, they want to upgrade their career, some persons that want to study masters or do their MBA abroad and all. What will you say to them for people that want to start from scratch? How can they get started? What's your expert
Okay.
advice to them?
Yeah, thank you. For those who are looking to start afresh, yeah, let me just say this that we're currently running a free admission, free visa application program. So it means that if you are ready, we are not charging you for anything. You just need to let us know that, oh, I'm interested in studying abroad. I don't even know which country to apply to. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to start. But I have my sponsor is available to sponsor me. He has this amount of money already to fund my education. Fine. If that is your state, or if that is your position, then I'm happy to tell you that you can actually send us a DM on our Instagram page and we'll take it from there. We're going to guide you on the schools that you can apply to. We're going to guide you on the countries that fit your background. We're going to guide you on the schools and courses that you can take that even after you finish, you can easily get a job. It is not all courses that you do. There are some courses that you do and you can easily get a job after graduation so that you don't spend so much or your parents, your family members don't spend such amounts of money. And we all know the exchange rate these days. So it's not a joke to spend so much on an education in the universities abroad, and then you're now stuck. You don't know what to do. So we're going to advise you on every step. So based on your background, based on your professional qualification or academic background or qualification, we're going to advise. So if you are looking to start, the first thing to do is to send us a DM that, oh, I have my documents ready, I have my tuition fees ready, and you don't need to worry about tuition because or the tuition kind of tuition you need to pay because we have different countries that they will definitely fit your budget. So if we have countries that they are for top international students that they want, oh, I want a very good country that I can easily pay my tuition. I want a country that is not too expensive. I want a country that is relatively cheap. I want a country that I can afford. I want a country that is very, very ideal. So regardless of your background or your interest, we're able to advise you on the country that fits your budget. So if you want to get started, just send us a DM.
Yes, send it now. Send us a DM. We are always available 24/7 to respond to your requests. If you have confusions, if you need clarity on certain things, if you know someone that knows someone that knows someone that wants to study abroad, call us or send us a DM. We are always available to attend to your requests. Thank you very much for that, Taiwo. The last thing that we have on our list is a bonus tip for
Okay.
some persons that okay they've done it right. Now I know the courses I want to register for. Now I know the country. Now I've gotten my admission. Okay, I've gotten there, and it's looking like I'm in a new country. I don't know what to do or certain things like that. And there's some places that will also like to work while they are studying. So as much as I'm studying and I'm elevating my career, how can I live a meaningful life? How can I, is it possible for me to combine both study and work? How can I go about earning at the same time? Because there are some persons, most persons out there have this personal spirit of have to make money. Oh. So how can they make money while studying abroad?
All right. So first of all, I'll say that the first thing that you need to know is that if you're on a student visa, please your primary assignment is to go and study. Please do not ever forget that. If you're on a student visa, oh, I got my student visa, I'm going to study in this country. Your primary assignment is to go and study. Hmm? Now, moving on to other things that you could do to earn or things you could do. Now, the other things you could do is to first of all, every most international universities or most universities across the world, they all have limited number of hours students can work in a week. Some countries have 20 hours, some countries have 24 hours, some countries have 30 hours, while some has as high as 40 hours per week. So depending on the country that you choose, you are actually able to work within the stipulated time that you are advised to work. So you do not work outside of those hours because you are already breaking immigration rules. Work outside of those hours. Now, if you are working, let's say you have a limited number of hours per week to work, yes, you can always work on full time if you're on break, even though you have limited hours when you're on session. But once you're on break, you can actually work on full time. Now, one of the ways that you can earn while also studying is to apply for on-campus jobs. Yes, you can apply for on-campus jobs, and they pay you stipends. So earning this actually increases your finances and help you to pay your immediate bills or miscellaneous bills around. And another thing is that you can actually apply for scholarship. So applying for scholarship helps your parents or your sponsors back at home to reduce the burden of the tuition they are sending to you, so them to save costs. So if you apply for more scholarship, we have departmental scholarship, we have faculty-based scholarship, we have the school scholarship, and we have international student bursaries. So if you network or move to your international office at the international admissions office of your school, you can get more information on how you can be eligible for all these benefits. And then there are also organizations, African clubs, national student clubs that you could join, and by so doing we get informations on jobs that are available, get informations on bursaries or international scholarships available. So if you're an international student currently studying, or you are looking to study, please make sure that you are up to speed on all the information at the international office, because those are where you get the most up-to-date information that will help you to navigate your campus life, so that at the end of the day you are making a full benefit. You are maximizing the of you coming over. And at the end of the day, even when you finish and you are going to get a job or you want to move on with your life afterwards, the network that you have built over time will help you to like get easy information and also help you to work through. So yeah, so basically you need to just make sure that you're open to information as much as possible, and then you won't have any problem.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Thank you. So, which means that it's possible for you to work and study abroad, depending on the kind of visa. So, if you're a student visa, there are no chances for that. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so the last thing we're going to discuss before we take any other questions that we have in the comment section is between educational services. What are the current schools that are selling? What are the current schools that our customers out there that can apply for? What schools are we currently selling that they can apply for as a guide to let them know that okay, these are the services we have currently.
Okay, at Beating Educational Services, we currently process admission to for free. I know I've mentioned it earlier, but for some people that might just be joining, we're currently doing a free admission, free visa application process. So you don't need to pay anything to enroll. Just send us your documents and we'll help you process your admission. So we are processing for the US, we are processing for the UK, processing for Canada, we're processing to European Schengen countries, Malta, Sweden, Finland, Germany, Belgium, Poland, Spain, and so on and so forth. So if you are looking to study in any of these countries, New Zealand and Australia, yes, we are also accepting applications for New Zealand and Australia. So if you are looking to apply to any of these countries, you can always send a DM or reach out to us, call the numbers on all of our Instagram pages, and then we'll be very happy to assist you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, please keep coming in. But if you don't really have now for now, I will need you to send it to us via DM. Our numbers are always in our caption. We're going to send more posts coming in after this webinar. Our doors are always open for you. So if you have questions, if you need clarifications on things, you have issues with, okay, I have certain amount of money, which one will be okay for me to apply to different schools, we are always here to help. So see us as a guide on that road. As that roadmap, we are offering you the roadmap. See us as a guide on that path that you want to take to study abroad. Thank you very much. So, Ms. Taiwo Wakil, what's your final thoughts? What's your final recommendation or anything you'd like to see to our audience out there?
Okay, to everyone watching, and I would just like to say that your dreams are valid, your intentions to study abroad are as real as anything. Please do not defy your plans, because the more you push it forward, oh, I want to start next year, I want to start next 2 years, exchange rate is not smiling. So if you don't start now, you're actually going to pay more by the time you want to start, maybe next year or next 2 years, and exchange rate is not static, it keeps increasing. So it is, if you're having plans to study abroad, please start as much as possible, as soon as possible. That's one. Then secondly, even if you have a budget constraint, you can always explore scholarships. If you're an exceptional student or you have a very good result, why not consider applying on a scholarship, and to save you a whole lot on spending on tuition and all. So my take is that please start that international admission process and start it today. Do not defy it. And if you already started, or maybe you've gotten an admission and you don't know what to do about your visa application, please do not do it yourself. Leverage on our platform to help you, so that you can have an easy, smooth process throughout your visa application. The end result is to get a visa. So consult us. We are always available to help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
if you want to study abroad, start now
Now,
because Nigeria is not smiling, the economy is not smiling. There is nothing like stop procrastinating. Your dreams are valid, and these are our final thoughts to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. And if you have any other questions, you need clarifications, don't forget that our doors are open for us to always help you to study abroad. Thank you very much. And we've come to the end of our section. We'll see you next time. Bye.